Hopefully that's done it. Hopefully that's done it. Hopefully that's done it. Sorry, I can never rotate the thing. So you got all the comments coming down that way, and I'm that way. So I just have to restart it. So sorry for that. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Saturdays. Oh, let's try and get this sorted out for you. Right, that's okay. Got our palette here. Wet palette. Good morning, one person. Sorry I disappeared. If you're the same person, sorry I disappeared on you just a minute ago. I had to restart it. No chat. What do you mean, no chat? Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Have a nice weekend. Yeah, well, hopefully so. Hopefully so, once we get started here. Put some water in my palette here a minute. My palette's dried out a bit. Can't have a dry, wet palette. Doesn't work. Don't know. That's all right, just be you. Everybody's got to be just them. We've all got to be who we got to be. That's the thing. We all got to be who we got to be. Especially me. Sorry, something in my throat now. God, I'm going to have a coughing fit now. Grief. Good grief. Something in my throat now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, well, well. Cheers. Nice to be back again. Nice to be back again. Right. Give me a brush here. I saw some brushes. 3-0. 1 and a O. We've also got a 5-0 there as well. I'll take the O today, I think. I'll take the O brush. That can go up there. Don't need that one. That's my mixing brush. Right, Dennison smocks. Dennison smocks. Major Carlisle. Ah, looking good. Major Carlisle. Right, brown. What brown are we using on these? Let's have a look in my folder. Flat brown. Flat brown. Where's my flat brown? There we go, flat brown. Right, let's have a look here. Flat brown. Good morning, second person. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a nice Saturday. Or at least a nice start to your weekend. Oh, gosh, that was better. Gosh. Right. Here we go. Bit of flat brown. Bit of water. And away we go. Sizo brush. Get rid of the gum Arabic from it. I couldn't remember that then. Right. Good morning. Ah, that's a nuisance. That's a nuisance. Yeah, I mean, laptops are a law unto themselves. They really are a law unto themselves, laptops. I mean, mine's just do things, and it'll update things when you don't want it. You know, it won't ask you, would you like me to update so-and-so? How about I update so-and-so? It just does it. You know, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, they're very frustrating. Very frustrating. Modern technology is not all it's cracked up to be. Right, so how many of these have we got to do brown on? Right, so we've got those 4 we've done. Major Carlisle we've got to do. These 3 here we've got to, oh, and that one there when he's undercoated, when he's primed. Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. Right, okay. Let's have some brown. Let's give it a go. I wonder why your laptop keeps crashing, Ralph. Good morning, third person. I haven't done a lot this week. What I have done, I'll tell you what I have done, is I put, what was that? I missed that comment. Windows 11. Yeah, I'm still on Windows 10 at the moment. What was that comment, Ralph? I'm thinking of doing a video on the subject. Apparently DVDs are being phased out now. I'd be lost without. Yeah, I would be lost without them. I would be lost without them. What I have done, I don't know if you can see it on this guy. One thing I have done this week, whether you can see that or not, I put new straps on the, he's got a sling on his arm, and the straps that were molded onto the sort of tunic, they didn't match the sling, they didn't marry up the straps, so I carved them out, and I put new straps on it made from foil pie tray pieces. So that's done. And what I also done was, because I did this paint through of a face, you know, painting tutorial, the 2 heads that I did came out so well. I like them so much. I thought they really deserve to have bodies. So I put these 2 Alpine miniatures together. Two Waffen SS tank commanders. One's going to be an interesting paint job because it's P. Camo. I've never painted P. Camo in my life. So it'll be interesting to have a go at that. See how we get on with some P dot camo, but we'll see. Hope you're all doing well. Weather not great at present. It's very inconsistent is the word I would use for the weather. It's very inconsistent, very it's like it doesn't know what it wants to do, the weather. Tending to think this brush is a bit big. We'll go down to a smaller size brush, I think, for this job. What have we got next then? We got a size 3.0. We got a 2.0. Haven't we got a 2.0 here? Haven't we got a 2.0? Yeah, 2.0. We'll take the 2.0 then. Yeah, weather's very inconsistent. Mind you, we're not doing too bad when you consider the hailstorms they had in places like Tokyo and so forth, and all the flooding in China and stuff. I mean, it's really very bad. But that's the weather for you. Yeah, so that's going to be fun, painting P dot camo. Look forward to having a go at that. It all helps. It all helps to make you a better painter. Doing these things, you don't get anywhere really, or you don't improve by doing the same stuff. You only improve by doing progressively sort of more difficult things. Got the stuff for the giveaway draw tonight. Look at this, look at this. Don't know how well you can see that. See if you can get to see that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? George III, 1807 penny. What's that, love? Disney has just announced that they won't be publishing DVDs in Australia from now on. It's an indicator that films will eventually only be available on streaming services across the globe. Yeah. What I tend to think is, excuse me a second, the postman has just been. Jesus. File it, file it. Right, I'll do a quick unboxing or unopening. I got a package, I will open it. I know what this is before I open it. I know what this is. Yes, exactly what it is. And it is hardback as well. Yeah, absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. Could do with a wipe over. Hopefully you can see that. The Good, the Bad and Me by Eli Wallach, if you remember him. Should be a good read. Should be a good read. A classic film, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. A classic film. And he was a fantastic actor, Eli Wallach. So look forward to having a morning all, Barry. Hope you're doing well, matey. Hope you're doing well. Having a good start to your Saturday. Just on the Dennison smocks again. What was that? Radiant. Radiant. All right. Isn't that something you put in your bath water? Radiant. Or was it a three-wheel type of car? Radiant Robin or something. Right, let's have a look. Where are we to here with this guy? I remember I had a friend that used to have one of them Reliant Robins. And many's the time, and we would be up on two wheels going around a tight corner. Terrible things, terrible things. The word I would tend to use is dangerous. But I guess they feel the... yeah, you can drive one on a motorcycle license because they're classed as a motor tricycle. So you can drive one on a motorcycle license, which was what I was going to say. They sort of filled a sort of niche in the market, I guess. It got around having to take a car test. You could drive one on a bike license because they're classed as a tricycle. But unfortunately they weren't very well made. They fell to bits pretty damn quickly. But Yeah, they did fulfill a niche in the market, a gap in the market. Same as the Reliant Bomb Bug, you could drive one of them on a bike license, it was the same thing. Apparently those bomb bugs were very nippy, so I'm led to believe. I got a feeling today it's going to rain out. I don't think it's going to be very good today at all. Certainly no sunshine. God, my eyes are sore. Oh, dear. Trying to think with these. Seams are on the jacket. That's the sort of thing you're looking for on these Dennison smocks, is getting the seams on the sleeves and stuff. If you can get them, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I'm sure DVDs will be phased out. That I would guarantee it. I'm not gonna. I don't like the idea personally of paying for downloads or paying just to watch something online and not sort of having it in your hand. You know what I mean, dear? I mean, if you download stuff on your computer and your computer goes wrong, you lose the whole lot. You could lose the whole lot. You know, you've paid for all these downloads, movies or whatever. Your computer goes kaput. You end up losing the whole lot. Whereas with the DVD, you know, you've always got it, haven't you? Well, having said that, I have stuff that I've downloaded off of YouTube that I've got on sort of SanDisk memory chips. It's actually funny you talk about this. It came up in, well, not conversation, but I watched a bit of a video last night about the moon landings. Now, it was possibly faked and all that, and there was a comment there, and the person had left a comment saying, it's funny how YouTube have removed virtually all the videos showing how it was all faked. Which is true. There was a very valid comment, and I said, I left a comment to that comment saying some of us downloaded them before they were all made to disappear. So I've got them on these little SanDisk memory chips now. So that's one way you can do things, is with a YouTube downloader. But yeah, what was the comment there? I gotta check the comment. Yeah, I enjoy stuff, having the DVDs here very much. I like that, having the DVDs here. And I know I can watch them anytime. I haven't got a problem. Pick the one that I want. There it is. But that's life, I guess. I suppose at some point CDs will go the same as well, I suppose. They'll pull all the CDs. Although I see that records are making a comeback, LP records and stuff. Yeah, they do say that LP records have a better sound to them. And I have heard some albums that have been put onto CD and they don't sound nothing like the original, the LP. They sound far worse on CD than the LP. The LP was always sort of better. And a lot of times also, what was that comment? And the sound of digital recordings is awful. Yeah, you're right, it can be. And then they remaster stuff from the original. And they sort of, excuse my terminology here, they bugger around with it. And it doesn't sound anything like the original. Yeah, it's all interesting stuff. I got rid of a lot of CDs recently, actually, simply because I didn't have the room for them. I had so many of the damn things. But I do like my hi-fi, I gotta say. Mentioning hi-fis and stuff. I went and saw a doctor the other day. Well, he was masquerading as a doctor, this guy. I personally think he was just an asshole in disguise. But anyway, be that as it may, I said to this guy, I'd never seen him before. And to be honest with you, it's compressed too much. Could be the reason why. Could be the reason why. So anyway, I said to this guy, I'm really getting problems with my hearing now. It's really getting bad now. You know, sometimes when I'm watching DVDs, even with the hearing aids in, I'm struggling to hear what they're saying. You know, if it's not a particularly good soundtrack, then I can struggle a bit. Or it's okay if you've got subtitle facility. Yeah, I can use that. But they don't all, DVDs, they don't all have subtitle facility. And if you've got a pretty dodgy sort of soundtrack or a not great soundtrack, hearing aids and turning the damn thing up, you know, I struggle to hear it. It's not good. So this guy, this idiot said, how long have you had your hearing aids? Well, I said I've had them a few years. Oh, he said we'll get new hearing aids then. Honestly, it's not the hearing aids. Not the hearing aids, it's my damn hearing. You know, if I take the hearing aids out, there are days when I've literally got a job to hear myself talking. It's getting that bad now. I would hate to think there would be a time come when I couldn't listen to music. I would hate that. I would actually hate that I couldn't listen to music, or I couldn't listen to my radio or something like that. All right, yeah, DVDs is not a problem, because if they've got subtitles, you can be tone deaf and still get something out of it, you know. But this guy, he had no no decency or anything. This guy, I mean, I never met such a rude, ill-mannered, inconsiderate person in all my life. No empathy. Yeah, absolutely right. None whatsoever. Not a shred of empathy in him. Yeah, unbelievable. See, and the thing was, I always have this thing when I go and see a doctor, or when I've just seen a doctor, I come out of the doctor's and I think, I should have said so-and-so. I wish I'd said so-and-so. So this time, I thought I'd be smart this time. I thought, I'll make a list. That'll do it. I'll make a list. So I'm in there now with this guy, and I'm reading stuff off the list and explaining, I have, neurological problems, which I have. Etc., etc. And he looked up and said, have you finished reading that list? Now, you can't say that, can you? You can't behave like that. And what I should have said, actually thinking back on it, what I should have said was, excuse me, you will give me time to read this list. You will have the decency and the courtesy to let me finish. Because you can't make a judgment on something or someone if you don't hear all the evidence, can you? You don't have a trial at the Old Bailey and the judge is sat up there in the high chair and you get halfway through the hearing. He doesn't turn around and say, well, I've heard enough now. I don't want to hear any more. You hear all the evidence, don't you, to make an informed decision or opinion. This guy just totally wasn't interested. He said at one point, he said, I don't have a magic wand, you know. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Have a good time with your French lessons. I would say something in French before you go, but I don't speak French. Oui. Yeah. Bonjour. Bonjour. Can you ride tandem? Yeah, so yeah, doctors are a very mixed bag. Honestly. Yeah, I admire anybody for learning a foreign language, another language. That's great. I hope you get on. I tell you who spoke good languages. That was the comedian Benny Hill. Perfect French, perfect German, good Spanish, and some Italian. All learnt off 78 RPM records. Very clever guy, Benny Hill. Right, I'm copying this now, so that's got to go that way. Right, Which way did I do that? Okay, a bit down there. Right. A bit down there. This is awkward, this figure, because he's sitting down. So it makes my life as a painter a bit awkward. Yeah. Yeah, doctors are a very mixed bag, doctors. Not a bunch of people I care for, really, but there are times when you just have to see them. So, where is everybody today? Where are you all today? Right. God, my hands don't want to go. My hands don't want to go. Does anybody know out there, are they still bombing the Kremlin? Bombing Russia? Sending drones over? What are they doing? Peter Ustinov. I remember him, Peter Ustinov. He was a good guy. Yeah, Peter Ustinov was a good guy. Very talented. Very talented actor, Peter Ustinov. Right, I'm trying to see where the seams are on this guy's jacket. Yeah, I like Peter Ustinov. Very good in the film Spartacus. He did a very good role in that as a slave trader. Yeah, I liked him a lot, Peter Ustinov. So there's one gap there, one down there. How are we having the gaps? Which way are we doing this, Karen? Can't get my head around this. Which way are we doing the seams on these jackets? Down the side. It's going to be down there, isn't it? It's going to be down there. Okay. Isn't it funny some days? You look at something, you just cannot get your head around it. Quo Vadis, yeah, I got that film here. Quo Vadis. I like that film. With Robert Taylor, who I like enormously. I like Robert Taylor. I have a soft spot for Robert Taylor, very much. Knights of the Round Table, Ivanhoe. Very much impressive. What was the other one he did? The Quentin Durward, The Adventures of Quentin Durward, which you've got a job to get on DVD. I had to send to Spain to get it. But a good film. A good film. Yes, I like Robert Taylor very much. Well, I like all the sort of actors of that period I like, you know, Charlton Heston and people like that. Stephen Boyd and people like that. You know, they're good. They're good. They were very good at what they did. But they don't seem to make epics now, which is a shame. They don't seem to make epics now, which they should do. You know, like you know, Ben-Hur and movies like that. Great movies. Laurence Olivier and Jack Hawkins and people like that. They're good. They're good. Very good at what they did. Peter O'Toole and you know. I like them very much. Yeah, starting to look quite good. Yeah. Let's get some of the lines a bit straighter on this. Yeah. 3 people. Good morning, 3 people. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Hope you're going to have a good Saturday. I tell you what I watched. Was it last night or the night before? Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas. I like Eli Wallach. Yeah, that's going to be that book down there is going to be a good read. I actually caught a video of Eli talking about this book that he'd written. I thought, oh, I didn't know he'd written a book. As soon as I saw him talking about it, I must get it. So I went straight online and ordered a copy. I thought, fantastic. That's going to be a good read. Yeah, I was going to say I'll tell you what I watched was a video on the Pentrick UFO case. Let me read that a minute. I promise you it's fun. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, the Pentrick UFO case. Pentrick is a place in Wales, and they had this very large pyramid type thing come out of the sky, and it was they'd had a lot of military planes circling around for 2 or 3 days, and then one evening this pyramid thing came out of the sky, followed by these planes, and this pyramid thing, obviously some kind of craft, released some green like orbs out the top of it, one of which it seems the military shot down. They shot down this green orb, which is it's a sad case to me that the first thing we got to do is shoot the damn thing down. You know, that's just typical humanity, isn't it? Shoot the thing down. What amazes me is they were circling around these planes for 2 or 3 days prior to this. How they knew this thing was coming. How did they know this thing was coming? That's what I'd like to know. How did they know this thing was coming? Right, what do we got here? Right, so that's the pocket on his jacket. Right, trying to keep these reasonably uniform, these patterns, if you excuse the pun. Yeah, it does make me wonder how they knew this craft was going to arrive. Because obviously they did, because they were flying around for 2 or 3 days prior to it arriving. But we have some very, very good civilian witnesses that saw this thing. So I'm getting cramp in my arm, in my hand. Which is not good. Which is not good. I had this problem on the bus yesterday on the way home as well. I thought my arm was going to seize up entirely, from there down. A job to move my fingers yesterday. This is not good. I need to get this sorted out. The trouble is, when you get a doctor that won't listen, then it makes life very difficult. More difficult than it needs to be. Right, Let's have a look there. How have we done that? Bit of brown on his pocket. Where's his pocket here? Okay. Put some brown on his pocket here. See, and if I lose my, from there down, if I lose it in this arm, how am I going to work the monkey? How am I going to operate the monkey? Absolute catastrophe. I can't work the monkey. The ape dude. Gotta work the ape dude for Angkor Wat. Right, now I think a little bit too much yellow showing on this. Well, it's not yellow, it's khaki grey. There's a little bit too much khaki grey showing. So we'll try and sort that out. It's funny, you haven't painted for a few days, or you haven't painted any sort of Dennison smocks for a few days, you sort of get a bit almost a bit sort of rusty with it. Before sort of really got to think about it, what you're doing, where you're going with it. Yes, I was amazed when that coin came, that George III penny. I was amazed just how heavy it was. Made me think, if you were some person in the Georgian period, and you had a pocket full of them. Must have been quite a thing. You imagine falling in a river or something with a pocket full of them. You'd drag you to the bottom. Far heavier coins than anything we use now. That's a substantial piece of bronze. But very nice condition. So somebody is going to be quite lucky tonight and win that. Along with a very nice sable brush, and also a little sprue of, it says on these, gun dogs. War Cradle Studios gun dogs. Wayland Games Limited 2018. So somebody can have some gun dogs to paint with their sable brush. So that'll keep somebody happy. I've yet to paint anything sci-fi, so I have that to look forward to. I don't know whether I will, actually. I just seem to like the historical stuff. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever sort of makes you happy, I guess, isn't it? Whatever floats your boat, as they say. Anybody out there know who won the Ashes cricket? Who won that? Any idea? Did we win? That's a nuisance. Your computer crashing like that, that's a nuisance. Sorry to hear that. Modern technology, see, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not all it's cracked up to be, modern technology. Must be very frustrating having a laptop that keeps crashing. I got a mini disc player here in my hi-fi. Something which came and went pretty quickly, mini discs. But anyway, I got a mini disc player in my hi-fi. And it's not ejecting the discs very well. So I went online and bought a new belt for the eject mechanism, which came. Can I find what I've done with that belt? I was going to have a go at it later and put it in. Can I find where I've put that belt? It's only a little tiddly thing like that. Can I find that belt? Yeah. Has to be a reason, Ralph, why your laptop is crashing. I wouldn't like to hazard a guess why. I'm not really au fait with these things, to be honest with you. They're great when they work. An absolute menace when they don't work, these things. What I hate is when they automatically What I hate is when they automatically update you. You know, why can't you ask me first? Would you like to be updated? Would you mind? They just do it. Who says I want to be updated? Right. Getting somewhere like it with this figure now. Just try and not have so much of this wretched khaki grey showing. Could probably do with a bit more green in the back. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Get rid of some of this up here, I think. Yes, there are a lot of free programs about, which are good. Right, I'm going to put a bit of brown down in here, if I can get it down in here. Let's put a bit of brown down here. Awkward, because this figure is sitting down, so it makes life a bit awkward. Sometimes you really got a difficulty getting your brush in some places from these figures. There you go, that's a bit of brown down there. Yeah. I'll run that brown down under his arm, I think. God, somebody's in and out here. Right, yeah, we'll do it right down to there. Let's do it right down to there. Get a bit of brown right down there. Get rid of some of this khaki grey. I don't like too much khaki grey showing on these figures. I like to try and get a lot of green and brown more than the khaki grey showing. Micro bush. Ah, you're talking above me now. I know nothing about micro bush and stuff. But I hope you get it sorted, whatever your problem is. I hope you get it sorted. Because we do get in a lot of cases we get reliant on these things. I mean, really, I only really use mine for playing DVDs. But even so, if it went kaput, I would miss it. I would miss it. This figure looks better from the back than the front. Right, I'll put a bit of brown down there, I think. I'll make that go over to there. It's like mobile phones, isn't it? People are almost tethered to their phones. They can't seem to function without them now. A lot of times now, actually, if I go out for a walk, I will leave the phone at home. Right, do that cross there a bit. I'll do that bit brown, a bit on his pocket of his jacket there. I'll do that bit brown. It's one of these, just a case of these things. You gotta look at it and keep working at it and build it up as you go along. These patterns. Just keep working at it. Yeah, that's not too bad. Time to get a bit of light tone on it or something and some highlights. That's not too bad. I think we can possibly stick with that. Yeah, I'll paint that lapel, that thing on his shoulder, the shoulder tab there. I'll paint that brown. Look at that painted brown. Just to touch that in. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. And you can see that. Get out the way. Get out the way. Good morning. Hope you're well. Yeah, on his way. He's on his way. That's another one done. Let's have a look. What do we got here? Let's wash the brush out a minute. Don't like too much dry paint on my brush. I can help it. Try not to get the brush clogged up with stuff. Which this is definitely doing. As you can see, so try and get rid of some of it, if that's possible. Right. Let's have a look. What do we got here? What do we got here, folks? Let's see where the joint is in the jacket here. Here we go. It's time I had a change from painting Dennison smocks. Time I painted something a bit easier than this. But they do look quite nice when you've done them, I gotta say. So, get these 3 or 4 done anyway. I have got a lot more British Airborne here to do. I'm sure I will do them at some point. It's just every now and then you need a break. Tartans, for example, yeah, absolutely. They can really do your head in, tartans, I tell you. They can really do your head in, particularly if you've got a busy tartan like Cameron tartan or something like that. I did a whole unit of Cameron tartan in 1/72 scale. Very glad I was when I finished. But again, glad when I finished, yeah, but again, they did look very, very nice when they were done. And I will at some stage, as I've already said, I will at some stage be doing a tutorial on tartan. Because I know some of the beginners, you know, novice painters out there. Tartan is quite a thing to paint. So I'll do a painting tutorial on it. I've got a figure for doing that. I've got a 54mm Airfix Highlander, so we'll use that figure and we'll do a paint through. Having just done the paint through for the face in 1/35 scale, which took me about 2 days to film it. Probably this 54mm Highlander will take me about a week. Very good idea using transparent paint, so you get one color showing through another. because you're right, that's the way it's done, tartan. If you look at tartan, I always say to people, you look at tartan, you don't look at it, you look through it. You look through it, and it's done sort of in layers, lines on blocks. So the first thing is the blocks, so you paint them in, and then you look at the lines, and it's sort of lines upon lines. In small scale, like if you're doing camera and tartan in small scale, like I did in 1/72 scale, you can't paint all the lines in. It's just ridiculous to think you will. You won't. But you can get sort of majority of them in, and if you can give it the right sort of flavor, if you like, of that particular tartan, it looks fine. It looks fine. You know, nobody on a gaming table or a wargaming table is going to worry if there's one line missing or there's only 2 lines instead of 3 there or something like that. Nobody's going to worry as long as it looks more or less right. That's good enough, because that's all we're painting for. We're painting for the gaming table. You know, so if it's one line short or whatever, so be it. Don't worry about it. As long as it's near enough. But that's a very good idea, using transparent colors to get the a bit of my tea, to get the colors to show through one another. How long have we been on here? Hour and 17 minutes. I don't understand. I don't understand. I sincerely wonder what's happening to me some days. I really wonder. As Dolly Parton would say, I don't rightly understand. Dear old Dolly. Yeah. Right, so I have a bit of brown up here. Because this is the seam in the jacket, I think. So I think now the seam will be the other side, won't it? Watercolors. What was that? Comment? Did I miss a comment? Heating cream and a bandage. I got some heating cream, like deep heat or something like that. Yeah, my arms here are really cramping up now. This is not good. This is not good. I don't like this at all. And like I say, Bit of crud on my brush there. Get rid of that. It's unpleasant, and what makes it even more unpleasant is when the medical profession won't bloody listen to you. You know? I personally, if you're going to ask me what I think this is, it's something akin to MS or something like that. My boxing career. that's that's not something I've ever tried, boxing. That's not a good profession, is it? That's not a healthy profession, boxing. I mean, look at the state of Muhammad Ali in the end. I'll tell you another one who ended up the same way. That was old Jerry Quarry, if you saw him in the end. He took some right shellacking. So if you watch old fight footage of Jerry Quarry, he took some right shellackings, particularly from Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and co. Oh dear, oh dear. Terrible, terrible. What was that comment? I missed that comment. Let me have that comment. You've actually done that, boxing. Wow. Wow. I take my hat off to anybody that's sort of done that. I remember when I was younger, a lot younger, very young in fact, we had, the fair came to town one year. They had a boxing booth and they were asking people to come out the audience and have a go against their guy. Some guy put his hand up and said, yeah, I'll go for it. So we all paid us money and went in, and they put the gloves on this poor guy, and he duly got the crap beaten out of him. Yeah, he should have stayed in the crowd, that guy, because obviously the guy from the fairground, he knew what he was doing. Like, you know, he wasn't no slouch when it came to boxing, and he duly beat the crap out of this poor guy. Yeah, I always remember that. Not a good profession, no. I wouldn't want to do that as a way of life. I mean, it's okay. It's okay, I suppose, if you're that good at it. Yeah, you make a heck of a lot of money at it if you're that good. But how many people are that good? They get to make a lot of money out of it. A lot of people just never really get it. They do it, but never really get anywhere, which is not good. It's not a healthy profession. Right, so where's the joy on this thing? So I got to do that down there, haven't I? I'm now having to paint this thing between his legs. This is an awkward figure. And I have to be mindful not to get the paint on this guy's trousers. Right, so yeah, so that's where the join is in that. Right, I'll go up a bit on that, I think. I think I can go up a bit on this, if I can get the brush in there. Gosh, that's making my life difficult, Master Box. You're making my life very difficult, Master Box. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Yeah, a lot of them do end up going into crime and all that type of stuff. It was like Sonny Liston. He ended up in organised crime and all that. Sonny Liston. After he took a shellacking from Muhammad Ali. Mind you, many people took a shellacking from Muhammad Ali. It was actually no disgrace to take a shellacking from Muhammad Ali. Well, starting to look okay, these figures. It's just a case of plodding away at it. So all you can do is plod away at it. Hopefully they'll look nice in the end. What you don't want, actually, what you don't want, like I said just now, what you don't want is too much of this khaki grey showing. So if you can get rid of a lot of that, oh yeah, you want a certain amount of it showing, khaki grey, but you don't want too much. Otherwise, to me, the thing doesn't look right. Right, so you can't see much of the smock here because he's got a kit bag on him. So I have to paint in between that on his holster for his pistol. So we'll put a little bit in there just to show that there is patterning in there. Make it look like there is something there. Put a bit on his collar here. Definitely the right choice to go down to a smaller brush. Just the right size brush this is a size 2.0, just the right size. Right, so that's looking at the join for the sleeve here. Okay, so that's the epaulette thing. So we'll paint that brown. Right, so that's the join for the sleeve. So I've got to paint over that bit of green now then. Yeah. There we go. Right, he's got a band round his arm where he's got the Medic's logo on it. The white band with a red cross on it, on his arm. So we're going to have to paint that in a bit. So that piece of pattern will stop because the band's gone over it. So we can stop it there. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, starting to look. Oh, whether you can see that or not. Starting to look something like it. Getting there slowly. What I'm going to do, put that guy down. Put this in here, so keep it with the top to my... I am going to go and get some lunch. I'm going to bid you all a pleasant weekend. I'll hopefully see you tonight for the draw for the giveaway for this paintbrush. It's very nice. George III penny, which you can't believe the weight of it. And those, whatever they are, space gun dogs or whatever they are. I'm going to go and get some lunch and a cup of tea. I've got to move. I'm starting to seize up here. I've got cramp in my legs as well now. This is pretty crap, really. So, thanks to everybody that stopped by and popped in and said hello and so forth. Fingers crossed. Good morning, Frank. Hope you're well. No problem in being late, because you can always watch it on catch up. Excuse me just a second. Got to get my buddy to say hello for 2 seconds, haven't I? Yeah. Where have you been anyway? Sleeping? You've been sleeping? Yeah. Where have you been sleeping to? On the back of the chair? Right on the chair sleeping? Have you? Yeah. Hey, what? Are you going to watch a news here later? Yeah, if you want. What do you want to watch? Well, I don't mind. Thank you very much, Frank. Yeah, I enjoyed making the face painting video. It took me, like I say, a couple of days, day and a half, 2 days to do it. Put it all together. And I did wonder whether it was a bit long or not. It took about 5 hours to upload the damn thing. it was so long. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it, enjoyed making it. Um, it came out very well. The face came out very well. I was very pleased with it. And like I say, um, because of that, they came out so well, the heads. I thought, well, I got to do the bodies now, really. So I got these two Waffen SS miniatures by Alpine. You still struggle with faces, Frank? Um, a lot of people do struggle with faces. Um, they are nice figures. Alpine miniatures are always nice. One of them's got, as you can see, got the P dot camo, so that's going to be interesting having a crack at that. The other one is just the standard sort of black uniform. So might work on them a bit later. Yeah, it's faces is I guess if you was to put it in a nutshell, it's a layering process. Obviously from dark to light, and it. Thank you very much. I'm glad it did. One thing for sure is not making the eyes with white. Don't use white. That's taboo. I use like you saw in the video, pale sand, which is fine, and then just a straight down the center of each eye. That's all you got to do. I mean, there are people that say they can put colour in the eye and a dot in the center, all this business. If they can do it, great. That's fine. In this scale and smaller, I don't think you need it for sure. I don't think you need it. Nobody's going to be worried on a gaming table whether you've got dots in the eyes or not. You know what I mean, dear? And I think they look fine. Just pale sand. You can paint them too big. Doesn't matter. Straight down. Once that's dry, then you narrow them down to get them to look eye-shaped with your basic flesh tone, whatever that was I used. Panzer Aces flesh base with a little bit of German sea pale brown mixed in just to darken it down, and then just paint your shadows and narrow the eyes down and get them to look right. I always say when you look at a miniature, first thing you look at on a miniature, particularly 1/5 scale and so forth, first thing you look at is the face. And when you look at the face, the first thing you're drawn to is the eyes. And to me, if the eyes are wrong, it ruins the face and ruins the whole miniature. So it does need to be done right. And it's really quite straightforward once you pale sand straight down and then just narrow them down with your shadow color. And then do, like I say, that bit up there, bit there, bit under your chin here, in the ears, behind the ears, and some shadow colored under here. Once you've done that, then you can start highlighting it. And it's just like you saw on the video, I'm still using this German sea pale brown to add to each highlight. So there's not too much gap between each highlight color, which is what I've come to now. I'm still learning this. I'm still adjusting my technique as I'm doing these miniatures. But I found adding the German sea pale brown was great because there wasn't too much distinction between each highlight color. Make it look, pull it together like, you know. And they look good. Yeah, well, you won't see it on this, but I'm well pleased with that guy. That's a nice, and that was a nice touch by Alpine to put the field dressing on him. That was a nice touch. So I thought, well, I got the figures here, so I might as well put them together and do the whole thing. So I'll possibly have a go at them later and make sure the arms are nicely done. And give them a wash over in some detergent and give them some primer. What I did think was, I don't know whether you can see it on this. What's the other one like? You probably see it more on the other one. On the bottom of the feet there, can you see there's a lot of excess plastic on the bottom of the feet? Oh, it's not plastic, it's resin. But there's a lot of excess resin on the bottom of the feet. What I thought I would do was, or is, I thought I'd leave that go, because I don't know exactly which tank these will be going in. So it may be a case that they're too high and I need to sand that down so they're standing right in the particular turret. But it may be they need jacking up a bit because I don't know which tank they're going in. So I'll leave it on there until I come to put them in a tank, and then I'll see. I don't want to sand it off now and get rid of it and then go to put them in a tank and think, oh, this guy's too low down now, he needs jacking up. So I'll leave it. But lovely detail on them, I gotta say, beautiful detail on them, which you'd expect from an Alpine miniature. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice. So yeah, so it was good fun. I enjoyed doing the face painting tutorial. So that, for me, most important part of any miniature is the face. So you get that right, everything else will just follow along. Everything else really is just areas of colour, like the uniform, whether it's a plain uniform or a Dennison smock, it's just areas of colour. If you've got the patches slightly out or whatever on that Dennison smock, nobody's going to worry about it. Nobody's going to quibble when it's on the gaming table, as long as it looks more or less right. That's fine. Like we were saying about tartan earlier, if you've missed one line on your tartan, or one line's not close to another line or whatever, nobody's going to worry in a gaming context, as long as it looks more or less right. That's fine. But if you get the eyes wrong on the face and it looks cock-eyed or boggle-eyed, people notice it and they'll say, that looks odd. And to me, that's the first, when I see people's miniatures that they painted, I'll read that comment in a second. When I look at people's miniatures online that they've painted, first thing I always look at is the face. How well have they done with the face? How have they gone on with the eyes? I mean, I forget who it was the other day. I was watching somebody and they did the eyes with a little liner pen, which I have here actually, and I couldn't get on with that method. For me, I have to do it with the brush, and that works. It's whatever works for you. And if, like I said in the tutorial, this is not to say you must do it this way or you have to do it this way. It's just my way. This is just the way I've learned to do it, and it works for me. If you can find a different way or a better way, yes, I've got that pen here, Frank, and I tried. I couldn't get on with it. I use a, as you saw in the video, this 5.0 Raphael brush. That's what I use, on the appropriate colour, be that dark blue, brown, black, doesn't really matter. I mean, obviously you can't use red or yellow or something stupid, but black, brown, an eye type colour, and that works for me. But yeah, I couldn't get on with the pen. I tried the pen, I went and got one, tried it. No, it's whatever works for you. What was the comment? I got what left? Yeah, yeah, pencil liners or whatever, yeah. You won't disturb, nobody disturbs me. You're not disturbing me. Nobody disturbs me. It's nice to have people commenting and come along. You know, it's the more the merrier. You know, it's great. It's great. It's a lovely community to belong to. You know, it's everybody's so nice, so welcoming, so friendly. You know, or you always get the odd one that's a bit sort of like that, if you like. But you can't odds that. But by and large, you're all fantastic, isn't that right? Yeah. We're going to go and have some lunch. Okay. What do you want for lunch? What you got? I don't mind. You can have whatever you like. Okay. Cookies. You want cookies? Yeah. God. You'd eat cookies all day long, wouldn't you? Yeah. You can say goodbye to everybody because we've got to go now. Okay. I just have to say goodbye. I hope you all have a nice weekend. I'll see you tonight. Have a good jar. Thanks for watching.